AM 630.
Hey, folks, it's the Larry O'Connor Show here on WMAL 105.9 FM and AM 630. We are live today, talking all Paul Ryan all the time. That's right, Paul Ryan. He is the pick, in case you're crawling out from under a rock right now. By the way, I am Larry O'Connor from Breitbart News. Quick introduction. You'll like me. Stick around, trust me. We're here for the next 3 hours here, giving you everything you need to know from every angle. In fact, coming up in the show, we've got Governor Bob McDonnell from the great state of Virginia. He was there today in Norfolk during the announcement. In fact, he brought Governor Mitt Romney onto the stage, and then, of course, Mitt Romney brought Paul Ryan out. And boy, we are really seeing a groundswell of support here. This is the kind of pick that is really crossing all borders within the Republican Party. Paul Ryan is one of those guys where you're in Washington, D.C., and you're talking about Paul Ryan, and the people who work there every day, the people who are part of the quote-unquote Republican establishment, they love the guy because he's got courage, he's got guts, and he's out there, and he can't be out-debated, especially on the most important issue of our time, the budget and entitlements and deficit spending. And then on the other side, you mentioned this guy at a Tea Party rally, and they go nuts for him. Pretty much for the same reason, because he's good, he's smart, and he speaks frankly about what's most important to the Tea Party grassroots conservatives, which is the out-of-control federal spending. So this really is absolutely a home run. I'm seeing it on all levels here, on Twitter, on the internet, on the new media, on talk radio. I haven't heard a bad thing from anybody on the conservative side of the ledger. No hesitation, no trepidation. Ryan, of course, was one of the people who was considered to be one of the top picks, either Ryan or Rubio, you heard all the time. But you know what? Governor of Virginia, Bob McDonnell, was also one of those names. And it'll be fun to talk to him about that. Also coming up in the show, in fact, in mere moments, we're going to be joined by Michelle Malkin. Of course, you know Michelle Malkin from all of her appearances on Fox News, as well as MichelleMalkin.com and Twitchy.com, her brand new venture. It'll be great to talk to her about how the Twitter sphere and the new media has reacted to that. So we expect her any minute now. Oh, in fact, she's with us. Oh, fantastic. Great. So, Michelle Malkin, thanks for joining me today. It's so great to have you. What a great day to do talk radio and be involved in the new media.
Definitely. I have had a smile on my face all day, and there haven't been too many occasions for doing so in the last week, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's been reinvigorating and very reassuring and comforting to a lot of movement conservatives who were very concerned about the listing of the Romney ship over the last week. And, of course, I'm referring to one of the staffers, Andrea Saul, who alarmed a lot of people, although didn't surprise a lot of Romney observers, by meekly defending this awful slander of the Obama administration's super PAC. And no, I don't think we need to play any of the wink and nudge games that there is a wall of separation between Bill Burton's priorities, USA, and the White House. But the idea that Romney was a murderer, and her first instinct, of course, was to invoke Romney care as some sort of defense, and it really did shake the core of movement conservatives who wanted to go out there and defend Romney much more vigorously than his flax has been.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, right?
We all, Michelle, please, I've been doing all the show prep I've been doing for this show today until the announcement last night. I was preparing to talk to you and to talk to other colleagues about what is going wrong with the Romney campaign and why conservatives are getting nervous. Yeah,
so wasn't it a delight to have to throw that all out and just be able to breathe, to exhale a little bit here, because I think you can't underscore the importance, the courage that's involved in making this choice. Picking Paul Ryan is not a safe choice, and I think it's going to rub off on the top of the ticket itself, and I think that's what we need.
Yeah, tell me about that. It's really, again, our guest is Michelle Malkin, and I'm looking at MichelleMalkin.com, and your lead right now is Romney-Ryan 2012. This is what forward really looks like. What is the message that's sent now to conservatives across the board with Ryan as the pick?
Well, I think what it says is that this ticket is going to fight, because Paul Ryan is somebody who is battle-tested but not battle-weary when it comes to taking on all of the sacred cows of the progressive left. And, of course, the prominence of the entire state of Wisconsin and the fiscal conservative leadership, from Governor Scott Walker to the Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Clayfish and Paul Ryan on Capitol Hill, tells you that there's something in the air when it comes to this appetite that not just Wisconsinites, not just taxpayers there, but I think nationwide have, for people who don't want to kick the can down the road anymore, and who realize that we need adults, people who are ready to bite the bullet and make the tough decisions that have been abandoned and that have been stalled for decades now.
Yeah.
And, you know, I love it that you've got the entire George Soros-funded MSM lapdog Democrat machine, you know, the entire axis gloating and thinking that, oh, they've got it in the bag now. They're just going to hammer Romney and Ryan over the Ryan budget. And as we saw last night break out on social media, I think that the message from the conservatives now, united, you know, across the spectrum on the right, is bring it on. Bring it on. We are ready for that.
And that is definitely the signal that Mitt Romney is sending. Let's have this discussion. Listen, Michelle Malkin, we're getting a little bit of interference on the line. What I'd love to do, if you don't mind, because there's so many critical things that we have to talk about, I'd love to reconnect with you real fast and get a better solid line, because I need you to respond to Andrea Mitchell, which was hilarious. So let's do that. Let's reconnect with Michelle Malkin, and in the meantime, I do want to play a little bit of audio. Let's first set it up here with clip number 3. This is from Mitt Romney today in the process of introducing Representative Ryan as his running mate. This is clip number 3 today, Mitt Romney, and in Norfolk, Virginia.
In a city that's far too often characterized by pettiness and personal attacks, Paul Ryan is a shining exception. He doesn't demonize his opponents. He understands that honorable people can have honest differences, and he appeals to the better angels of our nature.
And this resonates, I think, with those undecided independent voters that really are going to decide who our next president is, because especially coming in the wake of the attack on Romney this week from the Obama campaign. The Obama campaign has been mired in the muck, in the dirt, in the mud. It's been horrible all week long, really in the last couple of months. And here's Romney, you know, proclaiming to the world that Paul Ryan's not that kind of guy, and you're not going to see that kind of dirty, nasty attack, personal attacks from this campaign. I think it was a brilliant kind of jujitsu move there to put it back on Obama. And then really quickly, before Michelle Malkin jumps back on, let's also go to something that Paul Ryan said today, really to sort of set the stage. Like I said, this is the seminal discussion that all Americans have to have, where we're going with entitlements, where we're going with the federal budget, and what we're going to do to save our economy for not just ourselves, but for the next generation. This is clip number 10 today. Again, this is clip number 10, Paul Ryan today during his speech when he was announced as the running mate.
This is a crucial moment in the life of our nation, and it is absolutely vital that we select the right man to lead America back to prosperity and greatness. That man is standing right next to me. His name is Mitt Romney, and he will be the next president of the United States of America.
People are getting fired up down there. They absolutely are fired up. Do we have Michelle Malkin back? Is she? We don't. Oh, we don't. Geez, it really must be a bad connection there. You know, Michelle Malkin's up in Colorado. So, do they even have towers up there for the cell phones? I don't think they do. So that's fine. Luckily, we have plenty of audio here. Yeah, let me first play the audio from Andrea Mitchell today that I want her to respond to. You know, it couldn't be, you know, at least one day of Republicans and conservatives celebrating something and unifying behind something. We had to have the media coming out. Listen to Andrea Mitchell today, who I believe is she officially the White House spokesperson? Or is she? Oh, no, that's right. She's a correspondent for MSNBC. This was her take on the Ryan pick. This is clip 21.
This is a base election.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a pick for suburban moms. This is not a pick for women. That's
a great point.
That's a great point. Michelle Malkin, is that a great point? Andrea Mitchell today saying this is not a pick for women. Well, you're a woman, aren't you?
Yeah, and I think that suburban moms are about as an alien species to Andrea Mitchell as Martians. I mean, the goal of so many of these media elites to appoint themselves the voices of everyday women in America, it really does crack me up. But it shows you the desperation of so many of these whitewashers and water carriers for the Obama administration. They're flummoxed, and they cannot process the idea that there are, yes, white male Republicans out there who are far more in touch with mainstream America than their dear candidate.
There you go, being a racist again, Michelle Malkin. It's clear. But you are such a great media observer, and this really is going to be a field day for you at MichelleMalkin.com and Twitchy, and of course for us over at Breitbart, because you're right, the hair is on fire, and this is all we're going to see and hear from them for the next couple of weeks. They're trying to demonize Paul Ryan, of all people. They're saying he's a radical. Well, his radical budget puts us in balance in 28 years. 28 years. Yeah. That's what's radical to them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think we are so well positioned now to provide that clear contrast that we've been hungering for, that we didn't get in 2008. And this puts the White House in such an uncomfortable position, because for the last 4 years they paid lip service to wanting a mature discussion about America's future. Meanwhile, they've engaged in massive amounts of generational theft. And they've laid claim to the youth vote with all of their photoshops and all of their Benetton commercials. But here now, I think we'll really be able to see what resonates with young people. And I think that's why I'm so excited now about this ticket. But more importantly, I think long term, I go across the country, and it's the young people. I mean, it is the next generation of people who are historically literate, who are economically literate, and who are not going to be snowed over either by these progressive Democrats, their tenured radicals on campuses, or the media spokespeople who think they know what suburban moms want, or children want, or minorities want.
Hey, Michelle Malkin is our guest, and one last observation, again, because you're so good at following new media. I'm looking over at your gal pal Arianna Huffington's site here. Not Huffington Post. I'm looking at AOL.com. AOL.com, Michelle Malkin. And the headline, here's the headline: Ryan's speech met with mixed results. And the caption says, Mitt Romney's VP nominee Paul Ryan made his first major appearance Saturday morning, but it didn't exactly dazzle the crowd. Michelle Malkin, your response.
Right. Which crowd are they talking about? Of course, they're talking about the media gaggle, not the real people there who were, right. I mean, all you have to do is take the pulse of our world in social media, I think, which is a very good metric for how the base feels about this. And, of course, look at those fundraising numbers. Those numbers don't lie, even though Obama does every day.
That's right. Michelle Malkin, great point. We just reported, actually, over at Breitbart that it's now, they're anticipating $3 million today. So this will be another month where the Obama, it's not like the Obama campaign is going to get a big fundraising boost by saying, yeah, we're sticking with Joe Biden.
That's right. Or by, kicking the same old corpse again and recycling all of their old talking points against Paul Ryan, which haven't worked the first, second, third, or 10th time around.
That's right. Michelle Malkin, we are going to be watching you and everything you're doing. Everyone has to bookmark Twitchy.com and take a look at you had fantastic coverage from the moment this was announced last night through right now, the up-to-the-minute coverage of what people are saying on Twitter. It's so important and so vital to see that, and I appreciate everything that you do. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, and right back at you. Love you guys.
Thank you, Michelle Malkin. That is Michelle Malkin joining us again today on 105.9 FM and AM 630 WMAL. Hey, coming up, folks, don't go anywhere. Coming up, Jamie Coughlin from WMAL, from our very own newsroom. She is there right now with the presumptive GOP nominee and his new running mate, Paul Ryan, watching their latest exciting rally right here in the heart of Virginia. So go nowhere. We'll be right back. I'm Larry O'Connor, and this is 105.9 FM and AM 630 WMAL.
Washington's Mall, WMAL, where Washington comes